morning, you guys. It is the end of week 2. It's super early in the morning. I got up at 3:40 and then went to the gym and then took a shower, got ready. I have something cool happening today. I got asked to be on a local podcast and I am feeling kind of anxious. But fun fact, anxiety and excitement do the same thing inside your body. It's just what you choose to label it as, that will become your belief. And so initially I could say, I feel really anxious, I feel anxiety, I feel nervous, like I don't want to go, but that's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is, what a cool experience. What an opportunity to share about the business and like whatever he wants to ask me. And I can choose to look at it as like crippling anxiety moment or excitement. I'm excited to do something I've never done and to kind of let loose of control, because with these videos I kind of control what direction they're gonna go and what the content is, but this time it's not up to me and I'm gonna choose to view that as excitement instead of anxiety. Always opportunities for self-growth. You know what I mean? Anytime you feel any kind of emotion, take a step back. And is there a different way that you can look at it? So that way maybe you can have a different experience with how you feel about it. Anyway, the results for week 2 are, I'm down 2.6 pounds. That is freaking awesome considering I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and I had soul food days, and I tried to make those as guilt-free as possible, even though I've been really pushing myself by trying not to step on the scale at all, except for Wednesdays. And so I was kind of feeling anxious again, like wondering if it's so hard to break habits, you guys. I wanted to say my poor decisions reflected on the scale. No, I made decisions, I ate good food, I celebrated with my family, and it was just, I lost 2.6 pounds anyway. So I'm gonna tell you what I did, and that was, I made a plan. I do these all, mind you, by the time you watch this, it's 1 week. This video is 1 week behind real time. So what I do is, on every Wednesday, I sit down and I make a plan. So my plan for February 19th through 26th was to weigh in, which I weighed in at 209 point nothing. My plan was to eat whole foods only on Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, and Tuesday. The other days were soul food because I was going on an adventure. I was traveling, I was gonna be eating other people's cooking, and I just needed to enjoy it. I wasn't gonna limit myself or make myself not go because of it. I'm just trying to give myself permission to fucking be and to find balance and to not be so regimented or cruel to me. So I did that. And then I told myself I would hide the chocolate from myself in my house. Now when I wrote that, I thought it was a good idea because in the past I had to take everything out of the house or I couldn't not eat it. Well, then I realized that hiding the chocolate from myself, that didn't prove anything to me. I kept it in the fridge. I have it in multiple different spots of the house and I haven't touched it because I know that I'm capable. I give myself some credit. I didn't just take away an obstacle. I look at it and every time I go to reach for it, I ask myself, does that get me closer to where I want to be? And the answer is no. So I don't eat it. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes I would say like, oh crap, and I would just have a few of them. But because I gave myself those soul food days with my family, I had something to look forward to. Those treats are better than like Hershey's chocolate. And oh, come here. Oh, excuse you. You burped on camera. Okay, another thing that I did is had my husband pick up some groceries and another thing that I realized about myself is because I keep myself so busy at work, anytime there's any downtime, I have like a feast or famine mentality, and I automatically, the moment I sit down, I feel like I have to eat because I don't know when the next opportunity for a snack might be. So even if I'm not super busy and I sit down, it's my habit to go get some food. So now I take a moment and I ask myself, are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Are you bored? Are you emotional? And then, if I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. But if I'm just bored or doing it out of habit, it's time to make some new habits. Then there's this one. Remember that it's not bad to have treats. It's just not good to have too much. I'm gonna say it again. Remember that it's not bad to have treats. It's just not good to have too much. Now, I don't know what I'm capable of at this point because I went so long without running. So it was more of an outline to see what I could do. With that fit test, that gave me a baseline number, and I'm gonna put a little video in right here. I'm gonna learn how to do that, but I'm gonna put a video in right here that I took right after I took the fit test, and it was my results and like how I felt about it. Woo. Okay, so that was my first attempt, like as an adult in the recent years, of just running a mile and seeing what I could do and getting number. I wanted a number. I ran the mile, jogged the mile in 12 minutes and 25 seconds, and that is my base number for this series because I'm not big into numbers because I get obsessed with them and I like to compare them with other people, and that's not a healthy mindset to have for me. And so instead of getting down on myself or anything, it's just a number. It's 12 minutes and 25 seconds, and my only goal is to get better than myself because right now I'm not at my optimal health. And so that's the number that I'm going to try to beat. And the conditions, like I got up really early, I got it done. It was literally like 20 minutes out of my day to get down to the gym, do that test, and go back. And now I get to pack and get ready for my adventure, feeling proud and accomplished and having a baseline for where my fitness is at. And even though that was only 12 minutes, I'm roasty, toasty, sweaty, and I feel proud. And that is such a better feeling to have than like waking up groggy or regretting not getting a workout in, or just feelings that I would have had in the past. So positive things for me today. That's my fit test number, and I can't wait to see what I do with that. Have a good day. Like how I felt about it. I'm gonna go for a road trip. Woo! And so I found out that I can run 5 minutes straight. I didn't know that about me because I always broke it down into do 1 minute sections because I felt like that would push me. Well, no, if I can run for 5 minutes straight, and then once I did that once, I was able to do it twice. So in a 20-minute session, I ran for 5 minutes, walked for 5 minutes, ran for 5 minutes, walked for 5 minutes. Boom. That is so cool. So now that I know that, this week when I sit down and make a plan, I want to push myself even further. So now that I know what my baseline is, I can add 30 seconds or add a minute or add a set to push me. And then I get to see what I'm capable of again, which is so awesome. I'm so proud of myself because I didn't have to do any of that. I don't have to change. I love myself. I love where I'm at, but having something like that for me, ticking off goals and achievements is so awesome. Oh, and speaking of that, so, okay, anytime that you are going on a journey for weight loss or whatever goal that you have, we always have two mindsets to go about it. In any situation, there's always multiple experiences we could be having, and you can choose to have a good one or you can choose to have a bad one, no matter the circumstances. So with that being said, I naturally like to tear myself apart. I'm very mean to me. That's how I've always gotten the weight off. This time, as I've said before, is entirely different. I'm trying to do it in the most loving way. So I felt myself say, geez, I remember when I could run like a longer amount of time, or it wasn't so hard, or it didn't hurt my body, or I was comparing and despairing myself to my old self. And as soon as I like recognized that that was making me like bringing my energy down, it was bringing my whole vibe down, I switched it, because it's so empowering once you realize that you are in more control than you allow yourself to be. Most of us feel like the circumstances around us are what controls our day. No, it's our reaction to it. And that doesn't always go with external things. It's some of it's happening in here. So I was beating myself up, and I chose not to do that anymore. And one way that I changed it was, instead of comparing myself to my old self in a negative way, I started paying attention to what I was doing. And I wrote it down. I have an achievements folder in my phone where I can write my notes down. For instance, me and Randall went to the gym at night. I do not like to do that. I have no more energy by the end of the day, but I went and I ran anyway. That is an achievement in itself. The second part of that is I did not have on the proper boob equipment. I was juggling around everywhere and it was uncomfortable, but I did it anyway. The next day I went to the gym, and that's when I ran for 5 minutes straight, twice. Then I did that fit test, and I surprised myself with the fact that I could run a 12-minute, 25-second mile. It was a walk jog situation, but it's where I start from, and it felt so good to have that number, to know that I can beat that. I can do better than that number, even if it's just 1 second. And when I start to acknowledge the things that I'm currently doing that are gonna get me closer to that goal, damn it, that feels so much better than being a jerk to me. It's so cool. So if you have an opportunity, which you do, to be nice to yourself, try it. See what happens. See how your body responds. Last week, I did it so lovingly. I had moments of my ribitcha came out, but overall, I was successful in loving myself and honoring myself, and I lost 2.6 pounds. That puts me, let's see, 31.4 pounds away from my overall goal. And the closer I get to 175, then the better I know that I will feel, but I cannot have numbers rule me. What they can do is be like little ticking points. They are factors, but they are not what's gonna control my mood. They're just numbers. They're feedback. And so far, what I've been doing has been working, so I'm going to keep doing that. And if there's too many weeks where it goes up or too many weeks where it stays still, then I can alter the factors. That's my plan, guys. That's week 2. This week, I'm very excited to see what will happen. I haven't made my plan yet, but I'll let you know. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for following along. I hope it inspires you in some way. Happy Wednesday. Goodbye.